students. I hope you watched the little preview video that I gave you. That scientist took some potassium permanganate and combined it with rhubarb, and it changed his sample to clear. So his purple sample became clear. It's an acid-base indicator, but it also has to do with oxidation. And what it does is it takes the permanganate and oxidizes it to just become manganese. However, I don't have potassium permanganate. I don't have any fish. What I have as an indicator is tea. So I'm wondering if my oxidants that are in the tea are also going to react with the rhubarb to end up with a clear solution. Now, he also tested celery to show that celery doesn't do as much. I don't have celery, but I have dandelions. I have fern. I wonder how they affect the tea. And since I'm experimenting and I've got these things around, I also have a strawberry, and I've got lettuce and some cooked asparagus. You know what? Let's do some experimenting. So I'm going to take the tea and I'm going to put it into all of the containers, and then we'll see what happens. All right, we're ready to begin. We're going to have to ignore the cars that go by every now and then. Thriving metropolis. We're outside on this beautiful day. We can use some of the natural sunlight here. All right, so here we have our control sample. This is the original color that tea is after it's made, pretty strong. So that's going to be our comparison tea. First, let's try the rhubarb. According to the experiment, you need to cut open the end so that it's fresh. So we're going to cut 3 slices, just like he did. Whoops, this isn't easy to do. 1, turn it a little bit, cut some nice slices in there. Now I got some giant rhubarb. Perhaps it doesn't need to be as big as this. This is like perhaps the largest rhubarb you've ever seen. Let me cut it off here. Okay, so we're going to take this, and if we make sure it's got lots of room to spread its juices, and we're going to put it into our tea, and we're going to watch the magic happen. We stir this around. Is it changing colors? Maybe I need the magic. Oh wait, is that actually... No, we stirred it really well. We'll let it sit as we try some different things. So there's our rhubarb. Next up, we've got dandelions. Now, these are freshly cut dandelions. I don't think I need to split each of these into individual little pieces. There's some pretty... Get rid of the roots. Let's cut off some roots, because we want this to, be a scientific comparison. Okay, here we go. Take some of those, put it in our tea, stir it around. Oh, there's a leaf. All right, so there's our dandelion. Let's make a nice little row. So here we have rhubarb, then we have dandelion. Okay, what's next? Let's try some ferns. Get a fresh end of fern. These were growing in my driveway. I didn't want them there, so let's do an experiment with them. Cut these off. Stick them in our tea. Stir them around a little. Is that one changing color? Could just be the light, but it does. Maybe. We'll let it sit an equal amount of time. Put it over here in our little lineup. Let's see what else we have. Lettuce, which I would predict does nothing. The lettuce might turn brown, but there's only one way to find out. Stick that in our tea. All right, add it to our row. Here we have strawberry, definitely acidic. Oh, that might change the tea darker. It also might be absolutely delicious. This is the only one I might try when we're done. Although there is fern on my knife. Let's cut that up a little bit. Put that in our tea. Stir it up. Add it to our lineup. And the last one, probably be a better experiment if I hadn't cooked it last night, but I had some asparagus, so we'll cut those up. See what they do. Do you have any predictions? Asparagus tea. That doesn't sound good at all. Alright, so there we go. There's our little experiment. We're going to see if tea will change just like potassium permanganate does. We've got our control sample we're going to put on the end. And we'll come back every hour or so and see if there's any difference. Do you have any predictions? Are any of them going to change? Well, let's wait and find out. Okay, this is after 2 hours. Let's see if there's any real difference. It's awful dark in the camera, but I hope it comes out better. You can actually see a little bit of difference. Looks like the strawberry's a little bit lighter. Those are pretty dark. The rhubarb might have a little bit of light in it, but it looks pretty similar to just this constant tea. Alright, we will check again in another 2 hours. Okay, it's now 5 hours later. I don't know if you can see it, but there's definitely a difference if I can get the light right. There's definitely a difference in the rhubarb and the strawberry. It's not as dramatic as if I had the right chemicals, but if I take these out, well, I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Here's the lettuce. Here's the strawberries. Not going to be able to get the strawberries out of there. That's actually pretty light. The asparagus. Oh, the sun's going down just in time. The strawberry one definitely shows a little bit acidic. Those are really dark. Then we've got the rhubarb, which, you know, is pretty close to the same as the original. So maybe this just goes the opposite way. But there's the experiment for the week. Using tea as an acid-base indicator. More importantly, can we get some of the tannins in the tea to oxidize?